to another episode of Farm Show TV. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about mustard, an important crop grown here in the province of Saskatchewan and a pretty tasty condiment you'll find in most kitchens. At this year's Farm Show, Agriculture in the Classroom brought a group of kids to learn more about what it takes to grow mustard. Today we're on location here in Saskatoon and about to take a tour of the food centre. So let's learn a little bit more about growing mustard, processing mustard, and what it takes for new product development. Let's go in. Joining me today is a room full of guests, well, a product development kitchen full of guests, all here to help me share the story of Saskatchewan-grown mustard and how the food centre plays an important role in adding value to Saskatchewan-grown crops. Joining me today from the Regina Exhibition Association Limited is Vice President of Agriculture, Kirk Westgard, my friend in food, Chef Shaminda Ambagas PDA, and from the Food Centre we have President Mehmet Talbek and Director of New Product Innovation, Sarah Louie. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I want to set the scene for our viewers because there's been a great collaboration between the Regina Exhibition Association and the Food Centre as they launch Queen City Mustard. But before a product can ever get into the jar, it starts on the farm with those food ingredients. So as a farmer, I've grown mustard in the past. There's 3 different varieties of mustard grown here in Saskatchewan: brown, oriental, and yellow. And as it relates to mustard, Saskatchewan is a really big deal. In fact, Saskatchewan grows 80% of the world's mustard. So it makes sense. We should be experts in the condiment that is mustard. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And Kirk, I want to start with you. It sounds to me like this idea to build Queen City Mustard started at Canada's Farm Show. And you had some kids coming to plant some seeds. Can you share that story with us?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Sherilyn. It all started when we tried to get kids to understand where food came from. Food doesn't come from a grocery shelf, it comes from a farm and a farmer's field. So when we thought about something that was uniquely Saskatchewan, we thought mustard. And kids love hot dogs, kids love putting mustard on hot dogs. So we started the process bringing kids in with Egg in the Classroom and getting them to understand where their mustard comes from.
That's amazing. I know in my fridge, I have any number of jars on any given day of mustard. So chef, as somebody in the food industry, what is your favorite way to use mustard, and what are some of the ingredients that make up a jar of mustard?
So the basic to make it mustard, you just need a mustard seed and then vinegar, and then the rest depends on what kind of flavor you want to put it on. So it's all pretty much depends on what kind of flavor you want to put it on to the mustard.
Secret spices that you're not going to...
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
There are many ways to eat mustard. So that's the reason behind I think we come up with this idea, like let's use something unique, something very simple, but it's very unique.
It's a pretty universal condiment.
Exactly,
You can
yes.
use it for anything. So let's move to the food centre. Mehmet, can you tell us what is happening here at the food centre?
Thank you, Sherilyn. First of all, welcome and thank you so much for being with us. It's our pleasure to host you at Food Centre. It's in our product development kitchen. Saskatchewan Food Industry Development Centre is an innovation and a development agency established in 1997. We are a contract research and development and manufacturing organization helping companies around Saskatchewan from Regina to Moose Jaw to Estevan to Prince Albert to Lloydminster, Yorkton, all the cities. In addition, we have a global knowledge and expertise in helping all around companies in Canada and globally around the world. What we do here, we basically take any type of food product from ideation to the commercialization. It can be a very simple idea like a grandma's recipe or like a mustard recipe or a cookie or cracker or different type of chicken nugget or like a meatball, or can be some of the new items like plant-based meat products, chicken nuggets, plant-based burgers, any type of new products. And all these products are basically started, the process starts here in the product development kitchen. We initiate the whole process, we develop the products from benchtop, Then we go through the scale up, and from scale up we go to the commercialization and manufacturing. So a lot of activities happening in Saskatchewan Food Industry Development Center, really to push the overall innovation and the manufacturing and the commercialization activities in the food and agri-food business space.
So basically, if any of our viewers have an idea for a food product, they could bring it to the food center and you would help them work through that whole process from concept idea and right through to labeling and packaging.
Exactly. And any type of product that, and confidentially they can work with us, because we are not obliged to do any presentations or publications. So everything is done here very confidentially applied and implemented. And we take care of all the needs of our clients, from a startup, from a farm product, all the way through the Fortune 500s.
Yeah, so you mentioned specifically a grandma's recipe, and I would be almost certain that most families are not willing to share the proprietary ingredients, the secret recipes that are grandma's. So I'm glad you brought up that confidentiality piece. It might give viewers some peace of mind. Sarah, you have a really cool title as Director of New Product Innovation. So we're talking about mustard today, but there are so many other ingredients grown here in Saskatchewan, so many other food product concepts. Tell us about new product innovation and what's a day in the life of a director of new product innovation.
Well, the director job is quite diverse, you know. We have a whole bunch of food scientists and chefs work together, and just like grandma recipe, how to bring into life and we can launch in the market and make sure if the food safety is met, make sure there's no separation, meet all the regulations, and how to, when we develop formulation, first when we standardize the formulation, make sure the ingredient is available all the time and standardize for flavor, the pungency, all those stuff. After that, we have to think about how to shorten the processing, because time is money in the processing. Anytime it's a very lengthy, for example, you're roasting garlic, you have to peel the garlic and you have to put in the oven to roast it, and then you have to grind it up. Versus you just getting a garlic extract to put it in, that is quick and easy way, shorter time processing and consistent all the time. So we help client to determine what kind of ingredient to put it in to make it easier for processing, and they come to scale up processing. And then her product will be consistent every time, meet all the food regulation and meet all the food safety. So once we have the proper label on and processing in our federal facility, the product is allowed to launch in the market, and you can see in supermarket everywhere across the world too. We have helped client that is export out to Asian country and European country.
Sarah, you talked about things like food safety, which certainly would be a concern, and things like consistency. So all of those are pieces of the puzzle that you can provide some expertise on.
That's right. So when we're thinking about you're making a small pot in grandma kitchen, how are you going to scale up to 1,000 liter, you know, and everything is consistent? If something is go wrong, that 1,000 liter can go to drain, that will be expensive. So working with us, you know, we can bring you to a shorter path, because we go through and see so many things. It's an easy path to go through working with us. We have all the expertise and also equipment to bring you from this end to this end, instead of this end to that end, very far away. I can't even know where the end is, you know?
Yes.
So we have shortcut, yeah.
Well, I want to thank all of you. I think what we've done is inspired people to bring their ideas forward, shared with them the whole product from concept to recipe and right through to packaging and labeling and consistency and food safety. Kirk, can you tell us, how do we get our hands on a jar of Queen City mustard?
Queen City mustard can be purchased right at the Regina Exhibition Association main office in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Awesome. And Mehmet, if people have a great idea that they want to bring to the food center, how do they get a hold of you?
They can reach us at our website at foodcenter.sk.ca and can get a hold on to me or to Sarah, and we'll be glad to help them.
We've had a great conversation of bringing mustard out of the field to a great food concept idea and all the way to labeling in a beautifully packaged jar like Queen City mustard. This has been part 1 of our episode at the Saskatchewan Food Centre. Join us again for part 2 as we take a tour of this incredible facility where so many local homegrown products are developed. You can watch this episode and all others on our website, Canada'sFarmShowReginaSK.com, anytime, anywhere. I'll see you there.
There's an innovative spirit in Saskatchewan. We make it work, no matter what, and always find a way to stay connected to the future. SaskTel will be there to help our province push the bounds of possibility, building on our foundations to take the next leap in network technology and investing in a future that's more creative, innovative, and connected than ever before. SaskTel is invested in Saskatchewan.